Could the low back pain treatment information you're being given be based more on a conflict of interest than on pure clinical science? Here are some things that you're probably not aware about, but are worth considering. I'm going to go through some of these articles quickly in no uncertain order. I have many more. I'd be happy to send them to you if you email me. You can see here that this is a study looking at financial conflicts of a spine conference, and they identified that many of the participants received a significant amount of money and may be required to promote the techniques that they are investigating. Here's a 2020 article also showing the prevalence of conflict of interest in various spine journals and the need to standardize a way to report this conflict of interest. This 2015 article looked at the 5 leading spine journals and found that 42% of the editorial board had a conflict of interest of over $10,000 that could affect their peer review process and result in bias of the methods that they were evaluating. Here is a more recent editorial in the prominent journal Spine that looked at conflict of interest, and what they found was that 53% of the studies had at least one author with a conflict of interest, and the vast majority of those involved a direct financial relationship with the device manufacturer. Now, the large majority of those were from the United States, but more importantly, what they reported is that studies showing an author with a conflict of interest were 60% more likely to report a favorable outcome on what they were investigating. The last example I will give is a product Infuse. You can see this article in 2013. It was used by the surgeons when I was in clinical practice to promote bone fusion. And notice how this article details how the product manufacturer, Medtronic, paid a lot of doctors a lot of money to use and promote that product. Now, Infuse itself could warrant a whole video, not only about the misinformation about it, but the problems that it ultimately resulted in. As you can see, not all research is based on pure science. Financial and profit motives are involved. It happens more commonly than you think, and you wouldn't be aware of that unless you follow the literature like I do. That's one reason why you should subscribe to this channel if you're dealing with back pain, to get straightforward information about your options, and also pass it along to anyone you know who may be experiencing back pain. Thanks a lot.